Good. I think I'm glad to be at the nth episode of Fireside Chat with Incubite on AI. Abhishek, I think today we want to talk about LSPs, and it's such a new thing even for me. So it'll be nice if you walk us through what LSP means without the world of, let's say, LLMs and Claude code, and what it means for LLMs and Claude code, and how we can use it, and what are the advantages of having LSPs.
Yep.
With Claude Code. We can start with, what does it even stand for? What does LSP stand for?
So it's language server protocol, a protocol that was created by Microsoft for VS Code. And at its core, it basically serves a bunch of purposes that a day-to-day editor needs, like going to references, looking at definitions, looking at document symbols, errors, formatting, a bunch of offerings. And because it is a protocol, people have their own implementations. And the only reason I had gotten into LSPs was because now almost all editors are using LSPs, and I had a chance to implement one for NeoVim. So that's where I got into it. And I was surprised to know that recently Claude Code also introduced it via their plugins marketplace. So maybe we can talk a little bit about what LLMs can do with LSPs. Right now,
So
if
I think talking about LSPs, it also sounds a little bit like we used to have abstract syntax trees, ASTs, if you remember
yeah,
a couple of years back. And LSP seems like a protocol that gives you access to your ASTs through a
yep,
common interface, is it?
yep. It actually
Yeah.
works
Okay.
on top of ASTs.
Right.
So there are parsers. Some LSPs also have integrations with tools like TreeSitter, which is literally a tool to get the AST and
Parse
help you
source code.
navigate it. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's literally just a higher abstraction on top of the AST.
I think it is higher abstraction, and because they made it a protocol, that means they made it a way for an application talk to AST through a common interface, right? So,
Yep.
right, wonderful idea. Yeah. Go ahead. You were
Yeah.
saying how what does LLM do today
Yep.
without
So
LSPs, I believe.
yep, without LSPs right now, like everyone must have seen this, that when you, let's say, want to do a refactoring of moving a class, module, method, whatever, somewhere else, if you tell your AI agent that, it will basically do a fancy search, right? Just an advanced version of Command F. It will maybe use grep, it will maybe pair it with a bunch of regex and try to make the best guess of all the places where that particular thing is being used. Now, it is pretty good. I would say, like, it's not bad on its own, but it's still not deterministic. Like, let's say if you were to open your code editor, IntelliJ VS Code, whatever you prefer, and there you wanted to see all the places where a particular method is being used, you just do find references, right? And you'd,
Right click and find
yeah,
references. Yeah.
you'd actually see the programmatically generated and deterministic list of all the places that thing is being used. Now,
And I think that's where the AST
yeah,
comes in, because it is using the AST to go and
Hersey.
find all the usages or all the variables I am using, all the references I have of other things.
Yep.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And the editors actually use the same technology, so they use LSPs internally to get
Hmm.
that information. Now with this offering, AI agents can also plug into that workflow. So our AI
Understood.
agents can also be deterministic about these. And it's still in the heyday, like it's still not all of the LSP capabilities are present with Claude Code. There's a certain set that is provided, but it's still better than doing a full code based grep search or something.
Makes
Yep.
sense. I think this is also the very first video that we are creating, first fireside chat, where what this is I don't know, maybe the fifth or 10th minute, and we have not yet shared our screen. So I think about time we share and show people how does it work with Cloud Code.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we can start with how you can install an LSP.
Hmm.
And for that, picking back from our last video, we were talking about our how Claude now supports plugins, and then these are the default LSPs that Claude provides. So you'll see that we have support for C, C Sharp, Go, Java, a bunch of
Mm.
things. One thing that it does not support that I personally use a lot is the Ruby LSP, but it's very
Mm.
easy to create your own LSP plugin. They have provided docs for it as well, so you
Okay.
can go
And
in
how do
there.
you create a LSP for a programming language like Ruby, which is like as dynamic as it can get?
Yeah. So we don't actually have to create the LSP. We have plugin the LSP server already built by Shopify. So you just need
Okay.
to consume it, but building an LSP from scratch will be like its own ball game, and
Hmm.
building that with AI would be fun. Like it's almost like building a mini compiler of sorts.
Compiler. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun exercise. But yeah, if you want to build your own LSP plugin, all you need to do is just simply wrap it in a config file, put it
Hmm.
in the right place, or share it in a unofficial marketplace of your own, and you will have your LSP going.
Okay.
But yeah, right now maybe I can show how you can install one if you are interested.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
me. So
Let's have a
this
look at it.
is, yeah, this is my Claude code. Let me quickly. Yep. So if you go to your plugin section, you will see, and if you simply type LSP, right, you will see a bunch of them already present. And I have installed a few, and one of them is the Go LSP, which is called Go Please. This is
Mm.
the official docs for it. So
It's
one
like Go
thing,
PLS,
yeah,
reverse of
and
LSP. Okay.
and they
Fun.
they pronounce it as like Go Please. The
Go,
title
please.
is literally Go Please language server for Go. Um, so one step that you may have to do for non-NPM based LSPs is that you will have to install the binary. So this Go Please is nothing but a CLI tool that runs. So you can
Mm.
install it with this command, and then it's just a binary. You just execute it. It's running in server mode, but for us, Claude Code will do it. We don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where I have installed it. I have the binary installed on my setup as well. And then I had this tiny little project where I was working on rewriting Git with Go. And then for that, I can just ask that, hey, let's see, can you tell me the document symbols? So let's pick one of the Go files. So let's do main.go. And it's a very small project right now, but where
Mm.
LSPs really shine is on large scale code bases. So when I
Okay.
asked it this command, it will basically, these are the current offerings that Claude Code provides in terms of LSP tool calls. And we can see that it used the document symbol operation. And if we expand it, we can see this is the direct output from the Go Please LSP server. So it tells us
Mm.
what the symbol name was, what type it is, and the line number in that
Now,
file.
how would this have been different? Like to an end user, how would this be different if there was no LSP installed and you ran a similar kind of a query?
So if we ran the same query, Claude would basically parse the whole file. Like, let's imagine this was a 1,000 line file. Claude
Mm.
would have to go through the whole file to get something like this out. Because Claude can't tell that, hey, these are the symbols and these are the references and these are the types. With LSP, you don't have to read the whole thing. You can achieve the same goal in much fewer tokens. So it's more
Wow. So what
economical.
you're telling me now is, or maybe if it doesn't go through a whole file also, what you're saying is that if I am looking for a reference of a variable or reference of a class, and if I am asking it which method refers to the
Yeah.
object of that class, Then first it will do a grep. After
Yeah.
doing the grep, it will find where is the class referred. Then it will pass the whole file to find where is the object created, and then maybe it will figure out how to find that okay, the object is created line number 71, and whatever the parent method is, that's where this is being used. So when Claude does it, it not only does multiple sort of hops, it actually goes through the entire code as well, right?
Yep.
Okay,
And
but if
a very simple example here. So I just asked it for one of the symbols that tell me where it is being used. Now, what it simply did is executed a call that, hey, tell me the references for this, and it found out the references and it just told me that this is where it is being used. Now, as you were saying on the non-LSP workflow, this would have been
hmm,
a much more heavier and more token
left
intensive operation.
intensive, and it would have taken a much more like it would have
Time.
taken a lot more time, right? Yeah,
Yep, yep.
understood, understood.
So yeah, this is right now, these are all of the capabilities that they are providing. But I'm pretty sure like and fewer releases will be much farther. So LSPs also
Hmm.
provide capabilities for diagnostics. So looking at your errors, they provide a lot of LSP tools provide built-in formatting. So things like ESLint LSP server, the Go Please LSP server, they provide a lot more capabilities. So I'm really excited. Like no longer I'll have to run a separate ESLint step, or no longer I'll have to, verify my types separately using type check or something. I
Makes
can,
sense, and I
Claude can
actually
take care of all of that.
Claude can definitely. So I think this is what I'm taking away from what LSPs can do. And I'm going to give you an example, which sounds like a very good use case for it. I have a project built in TypeScript where we do call recordings. And for call recording, I'm using something called Scribby. Scribby is a bot service. And now I want to create a adapter for it. So so I think let me give you an example, Abhishek, of what is a good use case of LSP. I'm actually working on a small project right now where I'm creating meeting bots and meeting. There's a bot tech called Scribby, which allows you to just call an API and a bot will join your meetings. And now I'm converting it to adapter pattern. So wherever Scribby is being called, move it to a different class and then support two things. I am also doing retell, which is another technology similar, very similar. And we want to support both. So I'm going to do
Okay.
refactoring for that. And I can already see that if I'm using LSPs,
Yeah.
it will be much easier for us. And I'm using TypeScript and I'm using React and I'm using Supabase with TypeScript. So it will be very easy for it to find all the different references, where is retail, and sort of extract it out, as opposed to, let's say, just doing it without LSPs, because then it'll be just doing searches. And I've done something like this before also, and I know that it does it. And then when it says I'm done, you do manual testing or automated testing, you'll find these different places where then it will say, I forgot. Oh, there's this instance lying over there. I never moved it. So you have to do like three iterations before everything that refers to a component or a class or I don't know, adapter. You have to do multiple iterations just to move them out. So I think
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a try right after this call and see how LSPs do. Luckily, one exists for TypeScript already.
Yep. And one more thing I'll share. Let's say if you are having, if anyone is having issues with like setting up their LSPs, or is limited by the number of tools that is currently provided, there is a really good alternative called the Serena MCP. So this is
Hmm.
all Claude plugin now. And I have been using it with Ruby, as I mentioned, because the LSP support there is not as great. And I have it installed as well. So if I open it, installed, so this is my, yep, this is the Serena MCP. And what it does, it is that it sits between Claude and our LSP servers.
Hmm.
So even though Claude doesn't have all of the tool call capabilities, what the Serena team has done, they have built tool calls on top of the underlying LSP operations.
Oh
So
wow.
it just wraps the whole LSP protocol in an MCP server. It takes care of setting up LSPs and everything. So you don't have to do anything. You just set up this, install this MCP server, activate the project, and you just use it. Yeah, that's a bit heavier than just using the LSP, but it's more straightforward as well.
Right. Right. Makes sense. Good. I think Abhishek, very nice, good takeaways. If you're using, I think if you're using older, I mean, legacy source code or larger source code, I think we want to try using LSPs. I'm gonna give it a whirl right after, and let's see how it goes. Maybe let's also discuss it in our next call and maybe match our notes.
Yeah, yeah, that will be
Yeah.
fun.
Well, everyone else, keep an eye on our channel. Hoping to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Awesome.